Yesterday, Anthropic launched Claude Tag. You tag an AI into a Slack channel and it works alongside your team like a colleague. It remembers, it takes initiative, it does the work. And the line everyone's repeating today at Anthropic, 65% of the product's team code is now written by their version of this thing. Cue the internet, the engineers are finished. They're all quoting the wrong number. I've spent 40 years inside real organizations. So let me read this the way a real operator should. 3 things: what it is actually, why that 65% is actually a trap, and the one word in the announcement that tells you who really wins. The AI you know lives in a tab. You ask, you copy the answer, you close it, and tomorrow it has no idea of who you are. Perhaps you're using projects, but it's still restricted to that project. Let me use an analogy. Claude Tag lives in a room with you. 1 Claude per channel, shared by the whole office team in that room. Anyone can tag it, anyone can pick up where the last person left off. And it works while you walk away. It'll even schedule its own tasks over the days ahead based on the conversations. In Anthropic's own demo, someone tags Claude into a thread about a stalled feature. It follows the conversation, finds the right code, opens a pull request, and then it flags that the changes will actually affect the launch marketing. It's got the whole context of the whole project, if that context is in that room, in this case, a Slack channel. 65% of the code sounds like a headcount story. Machine replaces human. The interesting part of that demo was never that Claude wrote the code. Models have done that for a number of years. Yes, the percentage of that code is increasing, but it's nothing new. It's that Claude knew which code to write and what it would affect, because it had been sitting in the channel, the room, watching the work, holding context on a feature it didn't even own. The bottleneck on AI was never the capability. It was the context, the knowledge, the memory. And that context typically has been something somebody in the company had to supply. This brings me to the word that I would circle in red: memory. Anthropic say it plainly. Claude learns over time and builds the tacit knowledge necessary to do the best possible work. TechCrunch's headline is literally, Claude Tag is learning your company, 1 Slack message at a time. Tacit knowledge is the stuff that's written down nowhere. It's why this client gets handled differently. The judgment in your senior people's heads that walks out the door the day they retire. For the first time, there is a mechanism and a tool that is slowly capturing that. Is this a threat? No, and I'll tell you why. The model is the same opus everyone can rent. The leverage comes from the depth that it's pointed at. The deeper the depth, the more the AI capability. Technical skill on its own, you can buy by the token. So the question isn't, should I be worried? If the moat is context, the winner inside any company isn't whoever switches Claude Tag on. Everyone can do that. It's whoever judgment starts to get encoded. And it's containable. Each Claude is scoped, so legal can't see the codebase. Engineering can't read the sales, and every action is logged. Your context stays yours, and it compounds if you set it up that way. This isn't one company's bet either. Microsoft, Snowflake, Databricks are all racing to build this same layer. Feed it nothing and you get a generic intern. Feed it your real judgment and you get leverage that nobody can copy because nobody else has your 20, 30, 40 years. Nobody's got the war stories and experiences of when you actually lost, because that's when you learn. If you win all the time, you don't learn. It's how you handle those losses that separates you. So what's the actual story? Claude Tag isn't coding that's handled live in a Slack channel. or a room. It's the first attempt to move and capture and compound the judgment that's been trapped in experienced people's heads. It's an encode play wearing a productivity costume, which is the good news, because it means that the scarce thing was never the AI, it's the depth. And if you've got the depth, you were never behind. You're early. In a future video, I'm going to go into why you are early, but you do need to move now. Join my newsletter called The Signal, and I will keep you informed. I'm going to keep reading these launches as they happen. We think that AI's pace is increasing, and you'd be right. But what I said 2 or 3 weeks ago when Anthropic announced that they are about to release internally recursive self-improvement for these models, then what you think has been a hockey stick, you ain't seen nothing yet. She's going vertical soon. You need to get involved. You're still early. It's at least 2 to 3 years before this reaches general deployment. But you need to engage now. Come with me on a journey. Sign up to my newsletter. Get the alert of when I'm running live Q&As. Also, if you want to have a board briefing or a senior team briefing on just why this is important, where it's going, and what you should do about it, set up a 15-minute free call with me. I'll leave the link below. We'll scope it out. We'll map it out. You, your team, or your company can get ahead before everyone else does. You've got 3 years. Don't waste it. So in summary, the number to remember from today isn't 65%. It's memory. It's yours, and it's the version worth having. I'm Jim Kennedy. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.